G'day and welcome back to the world headquarters of Settlement Creek Racing. Thought it was time we did an update video on the Settlement Creek Racing Brumby. It's been a while. We've made some pretty big changes to the car. Biggest one is that we've upgraded the old EJ20 that we've been running pretty much since we first started racing in 2007. And the new engine is EJ25 turbo. So that's the biggest change. Plus we've ditched the factory computer we were running and gone to a Haltech Nexus, which gives us full tunability and programmable dashes and CAN keypads and all that awesome goodness that comes with technology. And that was made possible mostly due to team member and good friend Dane, who is a genius when it comes to wiring, and we worked out what we needed and we fitted it, and he made it all work, which is a big change. It's a big ask, and pretty much out of the box we took it to Finke. And I tell you what, it never missed a beat. Everything in the car that we changed, all the new electronics, the new Haltech, the wiring, all the connectors. Shout out to Automotive Connectors in New South Wales. They supplied all the connectors for our Haltech flying loom, and everything worked perfectly. Couldn't be happier with the service from Automotive Connectors. Just a shout out to them. They're not a sponsor or anything, but they just did a really good job. So we just came back from Finke. Car went fantastically well. It's making a lot more power now, and it was just really a shakedown. Now, you really shouldn't go to Finke with untried package, but it never missed a beat. We raced down on Sunday, checked it over at Finke. Finke ended up at Chula. Nut and bolted the whole car. Everything was tight. Everything on the car was fantastic. Nothing moved. Nothing needed adjusting. We didn't use much fuel. Put some fuel in it. Checked it over and raced back on the Monday. And almost got home with a blemish-free run. Just before the finish, like the last kilometre or so, I noticed there was a problem in steering, and I thought maybe we'd done a steering rack end or something, and turns out it was the hub nut on the passenger side front CV joint. The nut had come loose, and the wheel bearing subsequently was falling out, and we damn near lost the wheel. But luckily enough, with the nut held on for the last few 100 metres, and we crossed the finish line and parked it up. So that was unfortunate, but also very, very lucky to get away with it and not do more damage and still be able to finish the race. Scrutineering was a blast. Didn't realise just how excited people were to see the Brumby. We had hundreds of people came up to us to talk about the car, and a lot of people never seen it before. A lot of people remember it from previous races. Even the commentators were great, talking it up and getting the crowd enthusiastic, and they'd come up and talk to me and talk to you and talk to Jim, and yeah, it was great to see just how many people are enthusiastic about the Brumby. You know, nearly everybody's owned a Brumby, and they all come up and they say, "Gee, my Brumby was not quite like this." But they're very interested in the Brumby and want to see it go well. Yeah, so scrutineering was really cool, and the whole Think week actually, getting around Alice Springs, talking to people It always is. Finke is a great event. Love Finke. Love Alice Springs. Love getting out there. If I can get out there every year, I do. Like we say in off-road racing, you know, we live from Finke to Finke. But it was good to get back and catch up with a lot of people that you only see at Finke. So that was good too, and that's what makes it very enjoyable. So long-time viewers will remember that our last race was at Millicent in South Australia, which didn't end terribly well. We hit some stumps there in the pine forest. Long story. And it's taken us a while to get back into it. Car suffered a bit of damage. People remember that we used to have an alloy bull bar, which didn't survive. So we've lightened the front end up by just making a new light gauge steel bumper. So a bit less weight on the front of the car, easy to replace, but also ties in a lot better with the front of the car and strengthens the front of the car better. New tow point on the front here, which we also use to winch the car onto the truck now. So that's pretty cool. I also took the opportunity to redo the headlights and the grille, which got damaged anyway. Because the motor has come so far forward, the dry sump pump was basically running in the old grille, so we've stretched the front of the car a little bit. Hopefully the proportions still look pretty good. I think they do. That meant we had to stretch the front mudguard here, so we just chopped it at the top here where it's at its thinnest and stretched that out. NPC are very good at covering that join there. What else? The motor's actually in the same position that it was in. It's just that we've lengthened the front of the car a little bit to give us a bit more room around the engine. What else have we done since Millicent? Obviously the new engine, EJ25 now, up from an EJ20. It's out of a 2015 STI, so bigger intercooler, better turbo. That's about all. It's run by Haltech, so the sensors are very different. It's running flex fuel, which is pretty exciting. We had it tuned by Kai Knight down on the sunny coast, and he made it all work perfectly. So that was a relief to have it all running. It's running adjustable fuel regulator now and adjustable everything. Everything's tunable. Whereas the old motor, everything was fixed from factory computer, factory injectors, couldn't tune it, factory small intercooler, factory turbo. So this is very exciting now that we've got the ability to tune it, and there's a lot of potential there, and we're hoping to get a lot more power out of it as we develop it further. We also found that we were starting to run a little bit warm in events like the Don River Dash. So the old radiator, which was just a Liberty radiator that we've been running for 20 years, decided we'd put a bigger radiator in it. So ARE in Brisbane built us this beautiful custom radiator. I sat it right up in the back window to catch maximum airflow, and also the radiator used to sit down in the bed there where the new surge tank sits. It's pretty big for a surge tank, but we needed a bit more fuel capacity, and I wanted to run internal pumps. So we fabricated that new surge tank. It's 46 litres, internal pumps, twin pumps for redundancy, and the old tank is still here. We've now got 2 lift pumps on it for redundancy, and they just pump fuel to the front tank. That's about it as far as upgrades go. New fire extinguishers for the new regs. We have to have 2 fire extinguishers accessible from the outside, as well as the 2 fire extinguishers on the inside. Whole new dash for the 2 Haltech IC7 screens. The centre one there is angled so the navigator can see it properly. Haltech keypad. That big mount in front of the passenger seat is for the Garmin Tread GPS, and there's a gap there on the other side between the Garmin and the door where the Rally Safe lives. So all that stuff's at the fingertips of the navigator. The other new safety requirement that we had to fit is a firebomb, which the bottle lives behind my seat and is plumbed through the car and the engine bay. It has these pull cables to activate it. So this one's on the outside here, so it can be activated by outside the car, and one on the inside that can be activated from either side by driver or navigator. That's about it as far as the interior goes. Here's the upright. Bearing came out through the back here and disintegrated, so it's just damaged around here. It's not that bad, but it's bad enough that a oil seal won't seal it properly anymore, so I'll have to get a new one. And it flogged around the front here and damaged this, so it's time for retirement. Luckily the CV joint is fine, because they're big ball outer CV joints from SubiWorks in California, and you can't get them anymore.
Another Shot and Lachlan Waters as well in the side-by-side. So this Gold Brumby having a great old run into the stadium section now. Amazing shot. So many people out here in Alice Springs. It is absolutely insane. Like, the people watching the big screen here at the start-finish line, they are packed in, having a grand old time here. As the 8 and 11, is that? Yes, Stuart, yep. Having a good old run.
Slotkowski.
Very good indeed, this machine.
The Settlement Creek Racing crew, like we said, run a excellent Instagram page. Basically, just search Gold Brumby. Pretty obvious to check it out. But jump on, check out their socials. They have a lot of fun while they're racing as well. But yeah, the Gold Brumby, always a great competitor. Surprisingly fast.
Yeah, going to be very interesting indeed to see what sort of a time he does. He's having a good old push though.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's going to be interesting because we talk about that we see that jump into the corner, the way it bounces cars, has actually been throwing a few of them off, actually catching them.